Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers, your weekly dose of humor for the teachers that are, well, crying in their cars. It's the perfect length on the way to work. You can cry and laugh and then hopefully ease the stress of that work week. I'm the host, Devin Siebold. I've got my good buddy, Mr. James Yan. He's a Orlando comedian and also a dad, proud dad. In fact, you're one of the best dads I think I've ever met. You really involved in your kids' life.
All right, I will take that.
And I think that's why I brought you on the show.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to get that parent and that teacher and have the little parent-teacher conference every time.
I love that.
You can hopefully understand where I'm coming from. I can hopefully curse out every decision you make. And then we go from there.
Just like all the other teachers I've met.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank
So
you, man.
if you want to support the podcast, patreon.com/cryinginmycar. Also be sure to follow us on all those social media channels, facebook.com/cryinginmycar. We're on MySpace now, actually. We just...
Oh, wow.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
We are on blackpeoplemeet.com.
Yeah, we're on Truth Social.
Yeah,
Truth Social.
all that.
We're out there. But yeah, so James, we'll dive right into the topic of choice this week.
Okay.
It's something that I feel pretty passionate about.
Okay.
I've vocalized my frustrations in the past.
Okay.
But I want to know, obviously, from a parent's perspective, where you stand. Because your kids are older now.
They are now, yeah.
They are in college.
They all are in college.
So you dealt with sometimes where one student was in high school, the other was in middle.
Yeah.
One was in elementary, one was in middle.
Yeah.
Did you have the elementary, middle, and high at one point?
I did.
Did that one golden year of having all of them?
Worst time of my life.
I have to ask, the one thing I'm very vocal about is our school start times. I think that we start too early.
Okay.
And I know that over in California, I think, they recently passed a bill that said that school start times need to be later. Now, I posted about this on Facebook, and I was discussing it just a little bit, and I did not receive the response that I thought I would. Because I thought I was in the same boat, that kids can't learn too early. You know, what time are you typically up and at work?
I've always been a dad, so
Yeah.
I'm an early riser, man.
Early
You get up
riser.
at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Now, do you feel like the kids were ready to go at 6?
No, but see, we give them things nowadays that we didn't have as kids.
Which is?
Rights.
Oh, yes. That's true.
Yeah, no one
Listen.
asked us, hey, buddy, do you feel like getting up right now?
Do you maybe later?
Maybe.
No. You know what? I'll put your waffle under the warmer, and you let me know. I know you like the syrup at 97 degrees. Just want to try to time that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, Trevor.
Whenever.
Yeah. That's not how we woke up in the morning.
No, it was
Get up, you're going to school. Okay, that's what we just did.
and you got dressed and then you
Yes.
went to school. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I remember it always being like light out. You know, but now you see a lot of these students are starting in the dark. Like they're waiting. I always thought like there's too many problems with starting that early, especially right now. We're kind of falling back now. We're going to do the fall back.
We are.
So the fall back is that more daylight or less? So if
It
it's
gets
6
darker
o'clock
early, but
then
it's lighter
earlier.
Yeah.
So the fall back will actually help. It's the spring forward where I always think there's a big problem.
Gotcha.
Because you get these kids that are standing out at the bus stop and it's pitch black.
I will say, when it comes to the bus stops, yes, it'll be dark for those
You got
kids.
inexperienced drivers.
Yes.
You got people on the roads that
Yes,
don't know what
absolutely.
they're talking about. You know what they're doing. I just think that it's too early for the bus stops.
Okay.
I think it's too early for the teachers. I was always tired. I know that it took me 2 or 3 classes
To get ready.
to get ready.
Yeah.
My first and second period, I just assumed every year they were not going to learn anything.
Gotcha.
I was like, welcome to school. Just so you're aware, nothing will happen first and second period. I'm usually going to spend, and it wasn't that I really wasn't passionate about teaching. It's that it's too early. And
Now,
I'm not awake.
What's too early?
So we started class at 6:45 in the morning.
Okay, that's pretty damn early.
6:45 in the morning.
That means I'm thinking of it from a parent's perspective.
Right.
If I have my kid to school by 6:30 because they need a 15-minute buffer.
Yeah.
At least. So my kids are going to be up at 5:15 maybe to get them up, get them dressed, get them breakfast in them, make sure they look right. Me get up, drive them, or take them to a bus stop for them to be there at a time 6:30 in the morning so they can be in class by 6:45.
Yeah.
That's early.
I think it's too early.
That's
also,
crazy.
you're probably the only parent that would do that because
Come
my
on.
parents were like 6:45. I'll get there by 7:15. You know?
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
They thought it was a suggestion, not...
Well, you have parents that literally their schedule comes first. There are some that would be like, oh, that's too early. I don't leave for work until 7. Okay, great. But your child has to be at school at 6:45. And they were consistently late. I literally had a student. The parents said they cannot be to class on time. They said they can't because their job didn't start till later and they weren't leaving the house earlier.
So they refused,
Absolutely refused. Now,
to be a parent.
James.
Yeah.
Let's picture this scenario playing out in 1998. Okay. And the parent comes up to the school and says, I'd like a meeting. And we sit in a meeting. And this is actually what happened. And I sit there, the principal sits there, the mom sits there, and the child sits there. And the mom says, I can't get my child to school on time.
Because?
What are you going to do about it? What do you think in 1990s we would have had a response to that?
Well, first off, Devin, it was a different time. No Limit was at the top of the chart.
No Limit Soldiers.
Yes.
For life.
Absolutely.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a different time, first off. If you would have looked at a teacher and told them in a conference that, hey, I can't get my kid there because I refuse to get up and leave that early because I now have to be to work that early,
right?
They would laugh you out of the damn school.
Yes, they would.
And they'd say, look, either get your act together or your kids are going to continually get punished until they finally get kicked out of this school.
Now, how do you think that exact same scenario went in 2018 when I was sitting directly across from the mother and admin was in the room and mother said, I can't get the child to school because I just don't want to get them there on time?
The admin probably looked at you and said, Devin, how dare you? How dare you make this woman get up and go somewhere before she needs to be there?
Are you kidding, Devin?
Are you crazy?
Kidding? Why would you do
You're
that?
You're an animal. Okay?
I'll be honest. I'm crying right now for them. I feel it, and it hurts.
I don't know why he hates kids.
I don't know. He chose this profession to punish your child. It's obvious.
It's obvious. And that's the sad part. We're joking, but we're not far from the truth.
No.
We coddle everyone.
Yeah.
We want to make sure everybody feels okay, even when they're wrong. There's no consequences to their actions.
And this was no different. They looked at me and said, well, maybe he can have the work ready or can prepare something for you. Just try to get him here when you can. Because that's the way the work world works.
Yeah.
You're hiring me, Mr. Yon? Great. What times work start? 8? Oh, that's not good for me. You know what? 8:30. That fits into my schedule a little better.
Well, thank you, Mr. Siebold. Just let me know when you'd like to arrive.
I will.
Gotcha.
And then you just pay me for the time that I wasn't there.
Hey, sounds fair to me.
Yeah, if you could just do all my work till I'm there.
Oh,
that'd be great.
Right. You know what? We want to make sure you're comfortable.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
When did the world become this madness? Are you kidding me?
I don't know. It's depressing.
Bro, I would have lost my job that day.
First off, that meeting would have never have happened.
No,
I couldn't. You sit there and you go, why am I even being called here? Like, this should have ended before it got to me.
Yeah.
It should have been something where the mom comes in and goes, hey, I can't. And we go, well, you have to.
Have to.
And then it's, no, I can't. Okay, well, then withdraw your child, and
homeschool him.
Yeah, take it elsewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just unbelievable.
As a teacher, how do you deal with those things? Like, you felt it to me, it sounds like you were dealing with like doing your job.
You're on how I deal with it. You're sitting on my podcast.
I understand.
Where I would literally go, oh God, it's so hard.
So I'm wondering, like, your colleagues, the people you've worked for, like we work with, I should say, how do you guys constantly deal with having one hand tied behind your back and trying to do your job?
Honestly, you bottle it up.
Do you really?
To say it. Yeah, I mean, even in those meetings, there's so many times where you feel like you're wronged, and you feel like, I sat there and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then you leave, and like, I always say this, I always felt so much stress in my jaw. My jawline, I mean, not even really grinding my teeth. It's just every day bottling it up right there. And I would leave there looking like Kanye. I'd just be like, oh, it's eating me alive.
I don't know how you guys did it, man. I know it was bad. Like we talked before about the situation, you being a teacher back in the day, but when it just makes no sense and it's just ass backwards, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know how you keep going back day in and day out.
Did you ever have any issues like with your kids' motivation to get to school?
No,
Really?
but I'm very lucky. Like my wife's an academic. She graduated early back in the 90s when that wasn't a thing people did.
Right.
And my kids all did dual enrollment. They're all great students. They're all in gifted. So they really enjoyed school.
Mm-hmm.
It was a place they can go see their friends, and they actually excelled at it. So they didn't hate it.
No.
So none of my kids ever were like, oh, I don't want to wake up. It was always, no, we're just going to school.
Yeah.
And they're afraid of their Puerto Rican mother.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's
that
true.
helps too.
That's true. My ex,
gotcha.
Puerto Rican.
Yes.
Puerto Rican children.
They wake you up with a butter knife. It's weird.
Yeah. If you're lucky. Man. Oh, man. But
No,
yeah.
never had to go through that, man.
Oh yeah, I loved love my kids, love the school, but like I said, I just think we start too early. I think it's especially too much for and you know what baffles me is it's the other way around because my kids are very young, elementary age, and they're up at 6 o'clock. They're ready to go. Well, man.
Yeah.
And then as you become middle school, you're a little older and it starts a little earlier. And then high school starts the earliest. And that's the ones where you just want to sleep forever.
Yeah,
you're
amen.
like, oh my gosh, before noon, what are you thinking?
Come on, bruh.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, come on.
But I would have kids coming in late all the time and, and coming in with well, if they came in late, they brought food.
Okay.
And not for me. They would always bring in
I thought you meant
selfishly for themselves.
Themselves, gotcha.
They would
the
always.
fat kid in me was like, oh, go on.
Go on.
Yeah.
No, they brought him food, but
Okay.
I still think just too early, but I don't know. Again,
Gotcha.
your opinions are welcome. Crying in my car, Facebook, shout it out. All right, now let's jump into the teachers in the news, buddy. All right,
Okay.
teachers in the news. I've got one article today.
Just one. That's all you
Just
need.
one because it spurs a lot of questions, a lot of
Okay.
ideas. So this is from the California Teachers Association, and it is written by the California Teacher Association President Toby Boyd. Toby Boyd, sorry. I want to make sure I respect his
Toby
name.
Boyd,
Yeah.
okay.
Now, I don't know what I think about this, but he says how to fix the teacher shortage.
Okay.
Here it is.
He's
The
figured it
answer.
out.
We've
Okay.
got it.
There
it is.
All right.
So they did a survey of 4,600 teachers, and there are 4 words teachers and other classroom educators choose to describe what it's like to teach right now. Can you give me a guess?
4 words.
4 words, not 4 letters. Because I'll tell you,
I was about to.
it's right there.
I'm glad you clarified.
it's right there.
Ha.
Yeah, what do you think teachers are going for? 4 words. This is
describe their experience.
on the board.
Yeah.
4 words.
Frustrated.
That's one of them. Okay, frustrated. Let's see if you can get all 4 of them. Frustrated.
Underpaid.
No, but that's the number one reason. We'll get
Okay.
to that in just a second.
Stressful.
Stressful. 2. You
Yeah.
got 2 of the
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. Exhausting.
Oh my gosh, you
Yeah.
got 3 of the 4. Can you go for the clean sweep? I'll give you a hint. Lot on your plate. A lot of kids in the room.
Overcrowded.
Overworked. $1,000 pyramid.
Not overworked.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
I'll
Okay.
give- overworked sounds about right. I can
Gotcha.
give you those.
Gotcha.
But that's what they said. Voices in the Classroom was a survey teaching in the Golden State, and they said they have a severe teacher shortage. They said they find their work fulfilling.
Yeah.
Good. Many urgently needed resources, pay, support, and respect. Working conditions were a huge factor in leaving the profession. Apparently, they said workloads are massive, class sizes are massive, added stress, added burnout, and they said, here's what we need to fix it. The number one thing, 90% of them said,
Get rid of kids.
yeah. There it is.
Hey, you know
oh
what?
my gosh. It's like, did you write this?
I did.
Are you
Actually,
Toby Boyd? Are you that?
I'm East Toby Boyd, not West Toby Boyd.
You're West Toby Boyd, yeah. The East-West, I tell you, it's a rivalry. This is California, too. You never know. So anyways, they said that 90% said that they want better pay. And this is shocking to me because it's California, and there are better paying jobs in California.
But I'm going to say something crazy, though.
Yeah.
I still don't think that's enough.
I don't think it is either.
I don't think it sounds right in your head. Like, I want more money to do my job.
Yeah.
But think of all the things you guys deal with. Crazy parents.
Yeah.
Where they used to have a kind of hold or some kind of control on a parent. Like you tell them no back in the day.
Right.
Now it's not that way.
No, now
you
they
guys
tell you no.
bend to their will.
Yep.
So you're going to still be dealing with that. You're still going to be dealing with a class size that's too big. You're still going to be dealing with kids that don't want to learn because there's no consequences.
You're still going to be dealing with the fact that we switched from rectangle pizza to that weird stop sign shaped Mexican pizza.
Octagon.
And it's just not
Mexicali,
the same.
it's not the same. It's not, bro.
The same.
If it's not a rectangle, I don't want to eat it.
That's what I say. That's what I say.
Trying to tell you, shut it down.
All right. It's Michelle Obama. All right. So anyways,
Thanks, Obama.
I know, right? So, all right, this is the next thing that they said is they need better staffing and more manageable workloads. And that I hear a lot of because there's a lot of teachers out there that are supposed to have 2 or 3 paras in class, and they have none.
They have none.
None. And I'll get to that story later, too, in the next episode. And then reducing class size, of course, and then stronger discipline policies and more student support programs. So, I think he says that's what we need. And then it's fixed. So, yeah, I mean, it sounds so simple. When you write it down.
Yeah, when you write it down.
When I first read this and I thought that sounds hard. And then as I was reading it, I was like, duh. Wow. Why don't we just do it, But no, it's disheartening. And they said with those issues in mind, he said that the main way that we can do it is voting, because it does come down from the top. There's a lot of stuff from the top, but definitely you should. And then he says you should reelect such and such. And I said, I get it now. I get it.
This message was approved by.
One of those. But I look at it and I go, you know what? He's not wrong. This is what we need. What's it going to take to fix it? I don't know if it's more money. I think it's better management.
More money would be great, but it's not going to solve the problem.
But in the actual education system, I think we can do with what we get paid, or not what we get paid, what the school systems get.
Okay.
It just needs to be money needs to be managed better.
Absolutely.
And things need to be prioritized, and teachers need to be up there on the priority
list. But I'm going to
list.
tell you something real quick. As a parent, it starts at home.
It does.
I know parents don't want to hear that.
Oh, it does.
But my wife, and I give her so much credit, she definitely started at home.
Do you realize that you just got 4,000 new followers on Instagram because teachers are wanting to
kiss me,
kiss you? Yeah, I wanted to kiss. If there were, we're in the car. I'm not gonna lie. If you put on a little Brian McKnight, you might get a little smoochy smooch.
One.
It's like a dream come true.
But let's be honest, man. Accountability is what we've lost.
Yeah,
a lot of, and it started with at home. Like my mom was on me at home about my grades. When I would come home, she'd say, "Okay, give me your planner. What do you have for homework today?" And she would check and make sure I did it.
You hush your mouth.
I know.
What kind of radical philosophy?
And here's the crazy part. Nowadays, you guys make it easier for us. There's online systems we can log on to that says your child needs to do this tonight. This tonight. They have not done this tonight.
What?
Yeah. So
are you kidding me?
I'm not.
You mean I can log on with the password that I'm given the very first day as a teacher?
Yes.
As a parent, and I can read all about you.
Yes.
James.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Where is Marty McFly? We are living in the future. We are living in the future.
He's too busy making out with his mom.
Now,
that happened.
It did. Nobody wants to talk about it though. If it's like, why don't you go back and change that part? Why would you?
We kept it.
I'm not worried about your kids, Marty. I'm worried about your choices.
His dad told him one day, Marty, your mom's a special woman. He's like, I know.
All right, now let's go down the rundown. I got the top 10 ways kids know their school started too early.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. All right. So number 10, you'll like this one, little comic book reference. Even Bane is at the bus stop with a flashlight.
The darkness betrays you.
I was born in it, but this is a little too much.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hats off to you, sir.
Number 9, instead of morning cartoons, you get Slap, Chop, and ShamWow commercials. Like, this is infomercials? When do the kids stuff come on?
It's like, Dad, I need your credit card.
Yeah. Number 8, on your way out the door, Mom hands you a sleeping bag. Here you go, son. You might need this. Number, what are we on? Number 7, maybe, yeah. You can't FaceTime your older brother in boot camp because he's not up yet.
Okay.
I like that
nice.
one.
Very
I like
nice.
that one. All right. Number 6, kids call the time change moonlight savings time. Oh, look, the moon's a little lower now. Okay, that's good. All right, next one, number 4, you'd go into McDonald's for breakfast, but they're still serving dinner.
I like that one.
We don't have the...
That's funny.
All right.
That's good.
Well, actually, I got a bonus one here, so I'm going to go number 4 again. When you sign up for your bus stop, it's got a red eye logo next to it. You're like, what the heck? This is an overnight? All right, the next one, back to school shopping, is in the Target's pajama section.
That's good.
You're going to need some footies for school.
Yes, you are.
All right. Number 2, after your first 3 classes, the school breaks for breakfast.
Not lunch.
And my last one, the kids are dealing melatonin in the bathrooms.
Nice.
You want to get some sleep? You want to get some sleep? I got you. We get some vitamin C.
Vitamin C. You want some of that?
Yep. All right.
That's
so
actually funny.
This has been this week's episode of Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. As always, check out Devin Comedy for upcoming tour dates. You can also get my book. I forget to mention that all the time. A Teacher in the Wild, top-selling book on Amazon and on my website, and hopefully.
Yeah.
And it's signed, all that other stuff. I'll post the link on the comments section.
Nice.
And what do you got going on?
Well, you guys can definitely follow me on Instagram at James Yan Comedian. Please go to my website, jamesyan.com, to see all my tour dates where I'm going to be. I'd love to hear from you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for listening to Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. Rate it that 5-star Patreon and support the podcast as well. Thank you. We'll see you next week.